Spectrum Sports 360, driven by your Central Florida Honda dealers.
Taylor ahead of the pack. Gets crushed. Down the basket.
Another chance to dance. UCF can punch its ticket to March Madness tonight. But I'll tell you why a win over Cincinnati might not be enough. Man, I love that sound. We're teeing off API action at Bay Hill. Ooh, no Tiger? No problem. I'll tell you which other big name is leaving the links early. Plus,
those global superstars that you've seen year after year, a lot of it started right here, that dream for them, right here in Tampa.
Oh, let's go. WrestleMania is heading to the Bay Area this time next year. With the big plans WWE has in store for the big show on the pirate ship. And show me the money! A modern-day Jerry Maguire for NFL prospects. Pat Welter explains the biggest do's and don'ts for an athlete's brand. This one is a don't. Don't be a loner. Come on, have a seat. We got plenty of room at the table here on Spectrum Sports 360. Scoop!
Play it right hand.
So good we have to show you first. This is our video of the day, first round at Bay Hill. My dad taught me this. Whether it's golf or baseball, don't try and kill it. Par 4 on 10, Phil Mickelson, he's going swinging for the fences. Be careful what you wish for, because Lefty thinks he got a hold of that one when actually the fence did. I'm not playing around. I'm not kidding. Take another look. Good swing. Right into the fence. This is what happens when you try and kill it, and this is what happens when Lefty hits right-handed. His day wasn't too bad. I'm going to explain plenty more from Bay Hill coming up in the show in just a few minutes. But you know what? I don't think anyone's on the fence anymore about UCF. You know what? If they are, watch this. Pop in the tape from Saturday at Houston. Not only is this one of the 68 best teams in all of college basketball, come tournament time, this is a second weekend team, maybe an outside shot at a Final Four. Yeah, they are that good. Not convinced? Okay, I get it. Maybe for good measure. Let's see if they check all the boxes for the March Madness eye test, say against 20th ranked Cincinnati at home on senior night. Do I have your attention now? First ever meeting of two ranked teams at CFE Arena. If you're a tournament team, you need a couple things. One of them is great play inside. Does this constitute as great play inside? Taco Fall, the reverse dunk, but you know, he hangs his hat on this end of the floor. Ball going inside, Mamadou Diarra, get it out. He goes and gets his own rebound, shot clock winding down, and Taco says, you didn't hear me. I told you to get it out of my house. Feeling so good. His mom, for the first time seeing him play, she's like, that's my baby. And you know what? Her baby is 7'6", and he likes doing things like that. 10-6-3 for Taco, UCF up 2. I said you needed great play from your bigs. You need a shot maker in crunch time. I submit to you, big shot Barry. BJ Taylor takes over the game, UCF up 3. Last chance for Cincy. Kane Broom for the tie. It is no good. Run onto the court. UCF wins 58-55. First ever season with wins over two ranked teams. I was against the court storm at first, but with all this team has been through, they absolutely deserve it. And now you get to look at the resume. 23-6, 13-4. It feels good to say, let's look at the resume for UCF at this point of the season. Look, I know the losses aren't great, but what they've done in their past two games completely erases that. Wins at Houston, and then a win over a really good ranked Cincinnati team who is typically a second weekend team come March. That is compelling. That is a big win, and I will tell you what, the field is much more interesting for March Madness when UCF is in it. There's no doubt about that. And there is no doubt there would be a much different buzz at Bay Hill had Tiger Woods not pulled out of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Guess what? He did. But that doesn't mean this tournament would lack star power, no siree, but there's going to be no bigger star than the man that is immortalized on this statue. There he is right there.
Get their photo
Arnold Palmer, the GOAT. I will not hear anything otherwise. And with a tournament named after a man like that, you're getting everyone's best effort. None better than Rafael Cabrera Bello. 8 birdies in the opening round, including this one from 30 feet out. He's your leader at 7 under. Shot of the day belonged to this man. D8 points. Tee shot on 7. He is disgusted with the approach from the 6-iron. Why you mad, DA? DA, why you mad? DA, why you mad? Give me some of that. Folks, you're not going to believe it. That is one of 2 hole-in-ones on the day. This was not a hole-in-one. I know you just saw it, but I got to show you again. It is that good. May I remind you that Phil Mickelson hit the fence here. You can hear the announcers. They're kind of laughing because he doesn't believe it. I've never seen anything like that. It ended up being a double bogey on 10, but I am more impressed with Phil's flexibility. The Rocket leg kick. He's still got it. You know what? That might have been the kick Phil needed. Second shot on the par 4 18, follow the line. That's why they draw it up there. This is perfect. Rolls within a foot of the hole. He would birdie to finish 4 under, tied for 3rd after day 1. Chaotic opening round at Bay Hill. Despina Barton has more.
Good on courses with a lot of.
To say Jason Day plays well here at Bay Hill Club and Lodge is an understatement. Day shot 17 under back in 2016 to win it all. A fairy tale finish that landed him alongside the late Mr. Palmer on the 18th green. In fact, Day hasn't finished outside the top 25 in his last 4 trips here to Orlando, and the chances of him getting back on that podium and talking to us media members is gone, as he had to exit the tournament early with a back injury today. In the midst of first day play, we also saw some favorites falter. Ricky Fowler shooting 2 over and then spending over an hour after his round trying to straighten out his shot here on the driving range. He played behind world number 2 Justin Rose, who wasn't much better, finishing 1 under 71.
Had a little bit of a hard time reading the greens, hit some good putts that stayed high, underread a couple of other putts, obviously that broke across the hole. Try not to get frustrated with that. Basically, I had a putt to go 3 under on the 8th hole of the day, and then after the first hole, I was back to even. So, I really had a bit of a momentum stall around the turn, but then I felt like I did well all in all to get it under par at the end of the day.
While the first day is about feeling things out, for Keith Mitchell, who won the Honda Classic last week, he knows it's about pacing yourself.
My back's a little sore just from everything, traveling and interviews, and I mean, my back's not sore because of interviews, it's just sore in general, but I've had a lot of those. And so I just need to get some PT work in and get back in the gym and try to get back to where I need to be.
Reporting at Bay Hill, Despina Barton, Spectrum Sports 360.
Good stuff as always, Despina. Round 1 down at Bay Hill. 1 more round to go in the regular season for the Orlando Magic. Tuesday's loss at Philly put Orlando a game below the cut line, and now they got 18 games left to prove they're one of the 8 best in the Eastern Conference. Do more of this and you will be. Good news, 6 of their next 8 come at home, only 1 of which features a team with a record above 500. But you know what? We've seen how that's gone since the All-Star break. Not trying to throw salt in the wound, but moving forward, it's about taking that winning formula and bottling it up for good.
Yeah, it's just getting back to what we do, setting the foundation. We've been doing it for a whole year now, so just recovering exactly what it takes to win.
It's great, just for little things, you're not gonna, do anything, huge in these practices, but it's little things that, you kind of get, go away from during the season as you don't have as much time to practice. There's a lot of traveling, it's hard to pay attention to all the little details, so whenever you have time, I think it's good.
Vooch, you go ahead and work out those small details. We're going to bring in the heavy hitters for this one. They got a lot to say. David Bauman, Mike Tuck, 2 men that could do some damage at the NFL Combine on the bench press. They could hold their own. Fellas, you feel like bringing the heat tonight?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's get to it. Hey, here's the big question. You know the subject, the Orlando Magic right now. 3-4 since the All-Star break. 6 of their next 8 at home. But it's been frustrating since that All-Star break. I'm going to go get ready for 360.
All right.
I'm going to let you guys handle your business. I just got one question for you. What is the one word you would use to describe this team since the All-Star break? Scotty, roll it.
Now, this is a really, really good one, Mike. So many great words out there to talk about the Orlando Magic, and it's amazing to think that 4 bad scores in 7 games ago, you and I were in these studios making our predictions on the end of the season. So what do you got? One word.
You could come up with a different word after every game. That's how crazy this run has been. The word I'll use is reflective, and I say reflective because it kind of is the overseeing look at the entire season as a whole. They're 30-36 on the season, which means you're below 500. You pace it out 9 times. It's 27-36. Pretty close. You're going to have some frustrating losses. You're going to have some enormous wins that make you think great things. So, in a way, if you step back, it's kind of a reflection of the entire season as a whole we've seen so far.
And at this point, the post-All-Star break, this would go with your prediction, Mike, that they would go sub 500 in the second half. and miss out on a playoff berth. I was more optimistic. I had them 14-9 to finish out the post-All-Star break. And you look at what happened since. A loss to Chicago, a win at Toronto, a loss at New York, a win over the champs of Golden State, a win at Indiana, and then a loss at Cleveland and a loss at Philadelphia. So my word, Mike, is confounding. Confounding because, traditional thinking, you would beat the worst teams and you would lose to the best teams. It has been a complete flip-flop, which has caused surprise for all Magic fans. But at this point, all Magic fans now kind of expect the team to play poorly, playing to the level of the opponents.
Yeah, confounding, frustrating. It's certainly unique. You don't expect, if you're going to say 3 and 4, you may have penciled in the wins and losses completely different than you did. I mean, so the thing is, do we wonder, are they the team that's been winning the tough games or the team that's been losing against the bad teams on the schedule? Look, we're going to find out a little bit more. Remember, I broke it down in chunks of the season. I said they need about 500 through this first chunk. They're going to be about 500 in this first chunk. Really, it's the next couple of chunks, especially when they get to that road contest coming up that is going to determine whether or not they make or miss the playoffs.
Well, they've got a big stretch of the schedule, Mike, against some really bad teams. This is the Magic's chance to make a run. For Mike Tuck, I'm Dave Bauman, and for the Magic of television, Luke is now inside this television screen right next to us. Luke, what do you got cooking next on 360?
How's that work, guys? My word would be frustrating, but I know this is going to lift your spirits a little bit. The college football season will start a week earlier. Meanwhile, college basketball's FBI probe takes another unexpected turn. And folks, get those title belts ready in the Bay Area. And tonight's 360. Do you miss seeing this? I sure do, and folks, if you're like me, you're going to be happy. You're getting your college football fix ahead of schedule. The Camping World Kickoff featuring Florida and Miami has been moved up from August 31st to August 24th at 7 o'clock at Camping World Stadium. This is the first meeting between the Canes and Gators since 2013. Now, according to reports, LSU head basketball coach Will Wade was caught on a wiretap by the FBI in 2017 discussing a, quote, hell of an offer for a prospective recruit with Christian Dawkins, the man linked to the pay-for-play scandal in college basketball, who was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison earlier this week. Wade told reporters back in October he's never done any business with Dawkins. Folks, like I said, get out your title belts and your Austin 316 t-shirts. WrestleMania is headed to Tampa for the very first time. Raymond James Stadium will be the site of WrestleMania 36 on April 5th of next year. Now, WWE CBO Stephanie McMahon said, quote, we've got to blow WrestleMania out of the water and make Tampa Bay the best one yet. Look, I'm fired up for that, but I'm even more fired up for baseball season because why? I'm a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. And this guy is leading us to the promised land this year. We find out why Pittsburgh was the perfect change of scenery for former Rays ace Chris Archer. Plus, an athlete's brand is a very powerful thing. Pat Walter explains how one man is making NFL draft prospects' futures very, very bright. When we return, you'll hear that story. But first, let's check in with certified meteorologist Mallory Nichols in the Weather Center. Mallory, second round action at Bay Hill tomorrow for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. How's it looking?
Actually, pretty good. We do have dry air sticking around, lots of sunshine, and it's going to be a little bit warmer as you look at the Friday forecast starting at about 7 a.m. right before the second round kicks off. Temperatures will be in the 50s with mainly clear skies, light winds, so a little bit of a chilly start. But notice by 11 a.m. we're already around 70 degrees. We'll be around 80 degrees for the afternoon, again with plenty of sunshine. And we're going to check out how long that sunny weather sticks around coming up on Spectrum Sports 360.
Spectrum News 13 takes an in-depth look at the issues affecting your community. In Focus with Allison Walker-Torres. Sundays at 11:30 on Spectrum News 13.
You know, here at Spectrum News 13, we are here to help the community prepare for anything that may come up weather-wise. Sunshine, thunderstorms, hurricanes, we get it all. So we have to provide an accurate forecast because here in Central Florida, we pretty much live outdoors. I love going out and enjoying our great parks, checking out some of the local restaurants. And living here just gives everyone an opportunity to be outside as much as we possibly can.
Another spectacular day here in Central Florida. I'm Chief Meteorologist Brian Carrick with your Weather on the Ones forecast. Who builds their vehicles in America? Honda. Who has been awarded the highest safety rating? Honda. Who has the best SUV brand? Honda. Who has the only vehicle to be chosen as a top pick by Car and Driver for a record 33 times? Honda. Who has KellyBlueBook.com chosen as a best buy? Honda. Honda is the gold standard for quality, safety, and value. Buy the best, drive the best. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda. See your Central Florida Honda dealers.
You left the house a couple and came home a family. With the area's leading OBGYNs, midwives, and NICU team, you'll feel support, feel potential, feel whole. Visit AdventHealthForWomen.com. Your preemie's lungs were underdeveloped. Now they're working just fine. With Central Florida's top-rated neonatal care, all new parents can feel confident, feel possibility, feel whole. Visit AdventHealthForChildren.com.
For the first warning of severe weather, turn to Spectrum News 13.
Any storms moving along with torrential rain and frequent lightning.
With Storm Tracker 13, part of the largest digital Doppler network in the Southeast.
We're going for a closer inspection.
The Spectrum News 13 weather experts bring you forecasts that are clear and easy to understand every 10 minutes.
This is going to be crossing over I-4.
When it comes to technology, team, and time, only Spectrum News 13 delivers now, exclusively on Spectrum. Spectrum Sports 360, driven by your Central Florida Honda dealers.
Welcome back to Spectrum Sports 360, everyone. I'm Lou Kettrick. Well, it's draft season in the NFL, and prospects from around the country are doing their best to impress both teams and GMs on and off the field. You're selling your talent, but you're also selling your image, and that's where a sports marketing agent comes into play. As 360 reporter Pat Walter explains, a brand is a powerful thing.
It's game time for Clint Reyes.
Jay, what's up, big dog?
For sports marketing agents.
When do you report to Indy?
March 1st, so next Friday.
It's the busiest time of the year.
This time of year for me is the best word, hectic. It's that pre-draft time where the guys have just left school.
Clint handles endorsements.
So I need to check in with Adidas.
Media and image for clients in the NFL and NBA.
You're in that discussion now as one of the top safeties that's going to come off the board.
Clients like Jonathan Abram, a top safety prospect from Mississippi State.
So I'll work that, and then I'll hit you right back on it.
He'll set up TV appearances.
I would want him and Cleveland Farrell from Clemson to come to do some of the live shows. You think we can pull that off?
Make sure national championship MVP Trayvon Mullen has the right size cleat.
He overthrows it, picked off by Mullen at the 10.
It's an 11?
Yeah, that's size 11. I probably need like 11 and a half or 12.
And secure a Pepsi deal for New York Jets safety Jamal Adams.
Quick little update for you. Pepsi just called me.
Yes, that Jamal Adams.
My phone busy and your agent phone busy since the Pro Bowl, I'll tell you that.
It's all in a day's work at King Sports and Entertainment.
It can be annoying to get a phone call at 2 a.m. or 6 a.m., but at the end of the day, I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Clint runs the business with his wife Jennifer out of their home and an office in Celebration, Florida.
You know, Jen, you could probably take the lead on that.
Believe it or not, it all started in his high school closet.
Every day I would come from high school and I would go right into my bedroom, push my clothes to the side, and I would sit there and work on my goals.
From there, Clint studied business at UCF. Then he got his first break, working at a rental car service.
I met a player and I actually took my business card out. I gave it to the player and I said, you call me if you need anything.
And a sports agent was born.
Let me shoot that text to him right now, but that shouldn't be a problem.
2 years ago, he started King.
What do you guys think?
A dream over a decade in the making.
My last name, Reyes, in Spanish, that means king. Jen, you've got two big Mississippi State guys. Jonathan.
Pat, awesome stuff as always. Thank you so much. Hey, Spectrum customers, remember, you can stream all the high school basketball state championships going on right now for free. Reminder, for free. You can find the full schedule at myspectrumsports.com/FloridaGames/schedule. Well, the trade deadline last summer took former Rays ace Chris Archer to a new team and into a new league. But the Pirates train in Bradenton, not far from Tampa, and Chris Archer is not opposed to answering the big questions from 360's Mike Cairns about his off-season surgery and what a fresh start means to him.
high spectrum.
Former Rays pitcher Chris Archer is happy and healthy once again, and that's a good sign.
I love wearing the black and gold, and I can't wait to go out there and do it.
The former Rays ace is recovering from off-season hernia surgery, an injury that bothered him most of last season.
I feel a lot more stable, a lot stronger. You know, when you have a lower abdominal groin injury, it affects everything because it's your core. It's the center part of your body. So I just feel a lot stronger. I feel like I can really put my foot in the ground and launch, as opposed to last year, couldn't really do it like that.
Now fully recovered as he heads into his 8th season, Archer and the Pirates are taking it slow as he gets ready for his first full season in the National League.
The adjustment's been nice. Early on, I struggled a little bit, and once I got my feet under me, I started to really be myself, and I'm excited to carry that into this next year.
Pirates fans trying to encourage the new Bucko, Chris Archer. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good work, Bucko fans.
Archer started 10 games last year for Pittsburgh, going just 3-3 with an ERA over 4. Frustrated at times, he fell back on his experiences in the big leagues to get him through.
I've been through a lot in my major league career, so I know that, 3 or 4 starts doesn't define you. So it really wasn't that hard on me mentally. Obviously, I wanted to pitch a lot better than I was.
With a clean bill of health and a fresh start, Archer is armed for a big season as part of the Pirates' 1-2 punch atop the rotation. He still lives in St. Pete and commutes 40 minutes every day to Bradenton, so he follows the news closely about the future of his former team.
Would it be weird not to see the Rays in St. Pete in your mind?
I could definitely see them moving. I mean, the fact of the matter is, you have to have the fans to come support the team, and there are great fans in St. Pete. I don't think there's enough people to support a team. And St. Pete's beautiful. It's nice. It's RC. There's great food. There's great people. There's great coffee. It's not dense enough for a major league ball club, and the only reason I say that is because there's been a team for 20 years, and the last 10 they've been bottom third in attendance.
In Bradenton, Mike Cairns for Spectrum Sports 360.
Mike, good stuff as always. Let me remind everyone, Raise the Jolly Roger, this is our year. Coming up in just a few minutes, Taco Fall played his final game probably at CFE Arena in front of 10,000 plus fans. You're going to meet the one who stands out in particular and why this was her first game inside the arena. But first, let's check in with certified meteorologist Mallory Nichols, who, if I bet, would probably come up with a forecast for WrestleMania next year in Tampa. Big wrestling fan. We're not going to go that far in advance. Magic taking on the Mavs tomorrow night. Downtown at the Amway Center, how's it looking for the people hanging around there?
It's actually not too bad.
Good.
Conditions certainly improving from the chilly numbers we've had the last few days. And if you check out the time around that game in Orlando, temperatures will be in the upper 60s to low 70s, mainly clear skies. And here's a check of our extended forecast. We've got temperatures continuing to warm up as we head toward the weekend. Mid 80s for Saturday and Sunday, about 25 degrees up from where we were just a couple of days ago with a lot of sunshine. And we're going to check out more for you coming up on your Weather on the Ones.
For accurate closed captioning is brought to you by New Teeth Now. In only one day, New Teeth Now can change your life with a new smile. We treat patients others turn away.
Psst. Hey, you. The one with the designer dog collar. Wondering how I upgraded to this sweet pad? A 1,200 square foot bathroom and my very own spa. All I had to do was give my human the look. With Wells Fargo's 3% down payment on a fixed rate loan and a simpler online application, getting into my dream home was easier than ever. Get your human to visit wellsfargo.com/woof. What would she do without me?
And now's the time you've been waiting for. The undisputed champs, Tundra and Tacoma. And in this corner, the reigning rulers of the road. Let's get ready for spring.
Not bad.
Ready for a great deal?
Let's do it!
So good.
Right now, during Toyota's Ready, Set, Go event, lease a new 2019 Toyota Corolla LE for just $179 a month for 36 months.
Ready, set, go. Get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Ford is built for spring. So if you want low financing and big cash back on America's best-selling truck, get a Ford. Want to save more on the highest-ranked large heavy-duty pickup and initial quality? Get a Ford. Want the only adventure gear built Ford tough? Get a Ford. Want the best deals of the season? Get to the Ford Spring Sales Event. Now, get a new F-150 with 0 for 72, or get over $11,600 in total savings, only at your local Ford dealer.
Before you hire a personal injury lawyer, just ask them this. How many trials have they had in their lifetime? Our firm had more than 10 trials last month. And we could run this ad on TV forever, and that would still be true for every month. Here's the thing. Because the other side knows we'll take the fight all the way, we're able to settle hundreds of personal injury cases for fair compensation every single month. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Local Forecast is brought to you by the Flooring Center with 4 convenient Central Florida locations, including our Winter Park location on I-4 between Lee Road and Maitland Boulevard.
I'm always going to remember my high school basketball senior night, walking onto the court with my parents at my side, but it wasn't so much about me as it was for them. It was a time to celebrate all they had done. They never missed a game, ever. So I always made it a point to thank them for always coming, for driving me to practice, for whatever they did, but bottom line, for their supporting me. It meant the world to me. But as a parent, you don't have to show up for every game to be supportive. For Taco Fall and his mother, this was the first time they'd seen each other in 7 years. Fall came to the U.S. from Senegal at age 16 to pursue a better future. He's done that, thanks to a sacrifice from his mother. I can only imagine what the moment was like for him and his mom and their brother walking onto the court at CFE Arena, both for the first and final time. After the game, Taco said this. His mother had told him the feeling she felt hugging him on the court was the same she had when she held him for the very first time. Incredible stuff. Our John Alba is going to have more tomorrow night on Spectrum Sports 360. We'll see you there. Same time, same place. Be well, everyone.
Spectrum Sports 360, driven by your Central Florida Honda dealers.
Time now for a look at what's happening in our community, sponsored by Todd Minor Law.
Stay connected to the stories that are important to you. Follow us on Facebook, Spectrum News 13, exclusively on Spectrum.
I really do like the mornings better because it's a new beginning. It's a fresh start. So when people watch the morning news, I hope they just feel enlightened and ready to face the day. We want to make sure you have as many stories as you can. What happened overnight, what's going to happen in the morning as I'm heading out the door, getting in my car, traffic, weather, the headline. Spectrum News 13 is established in the community. We're always there. That's what sets us apart.
Your morning news, weekdays 5 to 9 on Spectrum News 13.
Come work for an innovative company that pushes the boundaries of connectivity, entertainment, and information. Spectrum, America's fastest growing TV, internet, and voice provider, is looking for individuals who are interested in making the most out of their career. Employees enjoy full benefits, best-in-class 401k, and complimentary services. Spectrum has a wide range of positions available, so find the right opportunity for you. Just go to jobs.spectrum.com and apply today.
Sundays, Spectrum News 13 takes an in-depth look at your community. In Focus with Allison Walker-Torres. Your issues, your concerns, your show.
I'm very concerned about privacy and security.
Exploring the issues from every perspective and asking questions that need to be answered.
The headlines say, an embarrassment. Who is accountable?
In Focus with Allison Walker-Torres. Sundays at 11:30 on Spectrum News 13. Exclusively on Spectrum.
I just have a love of history. It really started from high school.